injury in Week 5. Take a look at the top 10. No surprises with Patrick Mahomes leading the field, followed by Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. Dak is number 7, right behind Matthew Stafford. And ahead of Lamar Jackson? So, Acho, is Dak Prescott ranked too high in the quarterback rankings?
Duh.
Oh, you doing that? You doing that?
Yes, and I'm going to play a game with you shortly, but let me contextualize this for you all. Must I remind y'all that since 2018, Mitch Trubisky has been statistically a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. Now, you could just think I'm an asinine player for making a statement, but no, I'm just going to contextualize something for y'all.
Not on the list.
Mitch has a better winning percentage, and we have the full screen to throw up with y'all. Same number of Pro Bowl appearances and more playoff appearances. Now, digest it. Get rid of the full screen. I don't want it anymore.
You better get
I don't want it anymore.
I'm going to beat it
Why
up.
do I bring that up?
Let me see.
Because Mitch Trubisky is currently a backup quarterback to the 5th player on this list.
He's a Dak up.
Exactly. And Dak is just 2 spots behind. Dak should be somewhere about 10 or 9 if you want to rank about what he's done or rank based upon projections. Now, here is a game that y'all can play too, because I don't just want to exclude y'all and play with Marcellus. At number 8 is Lamar Jackson. If Dak and Lamar were on the same team, who would start? Lamar Jackson. At number 10, I believe, is Kyler Murray. If Dak and Kyler were on the same team, who would start? Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray, over who?
What you mean over who? You ain't seen Kyler Murray run?
Over who?
You ain't seen Kyler Murray run and not get hurt?
Over who?
If Dak Prescott,
And not get hurt
if
one
Dak
time,
Prescott and Justin Herbert were on the same team,
don't you do that.
who would start?
The Chargers.
Exactly,
Yes.
Justin Herbert.
Yes, I
So
love that.
even if you just want to play the game and put Dak Prescott on a roster with Mahomes starts. With Rodgers starts. Brady starts. Allen starts. Justin Herbert starts. Put him on a roster with anybody in the top 10, and they will all start over Dak Prescott. He is far too high. He's the 10th best quarterback in my best estimation and summation. 10 is still great. Let's not sleep on top 10, but 7's just too high, big dog.
7's too high?
Yes, sir.
First, let's just get that conversation out the way. So if you were 6, are you lower or higher? Too high? I can mess with you right now because 6 is a lower number than high, and you're talking about he's higher. I don't know what you're saying, Acho, because I don't think you know what you're saying, Acho. Oh, my God. I think he's ranked properly. If that's a thing in sports media today, to actually say something that is just full of common sense. Like a guy who didn't play last year, who's still top 10 and is number 7 and is in a comfortable position. Now, look, you know I love me some Lamar Jackson. You know I love me some Justin Herbert. You know I love me some Kyler Murray. But at the same time, you got to respect equity. You got to respect a deeper resume than those guys. Now, Lamar Jackson is a different conversation. We'll have that conversation later in the show. But if you look at this ranking, I'm not going to be the one that argues against you because you want to slide him down. I thought you were going to go Ryan Tannehill. That's your guy. You try to slide. You try to go joke.
I didn't even have to.
You should have because he has
Why?
a better, deeper resume than Mitch Trubisky. Mitch Trubisky, oh, my God.
I was giving you context.
That wasn't
Mitch
context.
Isn't better than Dak.
That was
I'm
extreme.
letting you, okay, extreme truth.
Okay, here's the greatest case for why Dak Prescott should be where he is, number 7. Because I see who's number 3, Tom Brady. And, God, he got 7 rings. That's amazing. But if you look at their passer ratings, which is accumulation of all of the statistics that we sit here with all these papers and notes trying to digest, you just want to sum it all up, kind of go to passer rating. It helps a lot. It's one of the better ones. Who has the same passer rating as Tom does terrific? Tom Brady at number 3. Dak Prescott. Does Mr. Trubisky have that? No, he does not. So let's just get Mr. Trubisky out of here. And Mr. Trubisky got himself out of there, so we don't even got to go there. Let's talk about Dak Prescott, who's never had a losing record when healthy as the Cowboys starter. Let's talk about Dak Prescott in games where last year, if he would have been able to finish, he would have been number 1 in scoring. But he wasn't. But he still was number 1 in scoring, even in the 4+ games that he was able to start. I am not going to go here and then all of a sudden try to slight Dak Prescott, who has a deeper resume than most of the guys that you're trying to now ascend above him. So I'm going to let somebody else do that. Got to bring in Fox NFL analyst Bucky Brooks, who I know is full of that ammo. So, Bucky, is Dak Prescott ranked too high in the quarterback rankings? Get out, yo.
Absolutely not. In fact, he should be a top 5 player if you look at this objectively. I don't know what Dak Prescott did to Acho. Maybe Acho was in the mall and wanted an autograph, and he bypassed him in Dallas? I don't know. But I don't know why all this slander is going towards Dak Prescott.
Yes.
But when I look at it, and the fact that you even brought up Mitchell Trubisky, who is a beloved Tar Heel, but come on, Acho, what are we talking about? You're trying to say that Mitch Trubisky and Dak Prescott in the same conversation, but I guess what you're doing is you're using team stats. So when I look at that, all of those are team stats. But when I look at the individual stats, here's what I found on Mitch Trubisky. He barely averages over 200 passing yards per game.
Ooh.
Passer rating, 87.2. They're winning in spite of Mitchell Trubisky, not because of Mitchell Trubisky. And since you said he's a backup, let's talk about the guy that he's backing up in Buffalo, Josh Allen, since you have a love affair with Josh Allen. Josh Allen had a great year last year, MVP caliber year. But when I dig deeper in the numbers, I just discovered that Josh Allen only passed for over 200-plus yards per game last year. Prior to that, he was sub-200. I look at his passer rating, 90.4. That's well below Dak Prescott's 97.3, which ties him with Tom Brady. So by any measure, by any metric, Dak Prescott is a much better player. We look at these numbers that he's accumulated individually and as a team. He has been an outstanding quarterback who deserves his just due. He's a top 5 player. You need to treat him as such. Talk about him as you talk about one of the elite, because the other stuff that you're talking about doesn't make sense. He's an elite quarterback.
Somebody bring up the list, please.
You don't know?
Can I see the list?
Right here.
Please.
You need that in your life?
Bucky Brooks. You
Bring
said
it
he's
up.
a top 5.
Bring it up.
No, I don't want to see that list. I don't care about Mitch no more. I don't want to see Mitch no more. Let me see this list,
right there,
please.
Salute.
Bucky Brooks, is Dak Prescott better than Patrick Mahomes? Huh? You lost your mic now?
Oh, yeah,
Now
no.
you can't speak?
No.
Blah, 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 blah,
I
blah.
said no.
And Wi-Fi
I
on
said
that
no.
question.
No, thank you. Bucky Brooks, if Dak Prescott and Aaron Rodgers were on a team, who would start?
Aaron Rodgers.
Bucky Brooks, if Dak Prescott and Tom Brady were on a team, who would start, sir?
Tom Brady.
Bucky Brooks, if Dak Prescott and Russell Wilson were on a team, who would start, sir?
Oh, don't do this.
I don't know.
Now you don't know.
Because I don't know. I don't know if Russell Wilson can cook based on what I saw in the second half of the season when teams played cover
Bucky.
So I don't know if Russell Wilson. I don't know. We have to take that all the way through training camp.
We got it.
And if you're
They
going to
gotta
ask me about
compete.
number 5,
Sierra, man. Sierra.
Bucky, okay, if you don't know, let me tell you, Bucky Brooks.
Absolutely.
Russell Wilson has missed the playoffs one time in 10 years because we came into the league together. Dak Prescott has made the playoffs 2 times in 5 years. So if you don't know, now you know, okay?
Because of or in spite of?
Both. Because let's not act like Russell Wilson has had phenomenal defenses.
Mr. No MVP vote, haven't but Dak got one before? Ooh.
A vote.
I don't give a darn what you
He
say.
hasn't been to a championship game since the Legion of Boom fell apart.
Okay, when's the last time Dak went
3-6 in his last 9 playoff
When the last time Dak went? Here's the thing.
What are we saying?
If you all genuinely think
You
that
don't
Dak
wanna say
Prescott is a better quarterback than Russell Wilson, we can't even keep having this. We're speaking different languages. We're speaking different. I'm not going to speak in my native tongue.
I'm saying they're in the same conversation, Acho. They're in the same conversation. If we swap teams, if we swap the players on different teams,
I'm glad he went
not
there.
saying that Russell Wilson is going to be significantly
I'm glad he went
more
there.
impactful in Dallas.
I'm glad he went there.
Dak Prescott in Seattle.
Bucky, I'm so glad you went there. We don't have to swap teams, Bucky, because we saw the 2 teams play this past year, and it was week 3 that we saw both of these teams play. And the Seahawks won by a touchdown.
Barely.
Why? Exactly. But 25% of games are decided by how much? 4 points or less. 51% of games decided by 7 points or less. It was a 7-point game. So, yes, it was barely, but the whole league is decided by barely. Now,
7%.
with that being said, Bucky, we saw both quarterbacks on the field. We saw one quarterback with 4 minutes left drive down the field and only get a field goal. Another quarterback, Russell Wilson, drive down the field and get a touchdown. We saw one quarterback have a pivotal turnover early in the game, Dak Prescott. We saw another quarterback find a way to win. We don't have to parse this out and really try to figure out what would happen. No, We saw it, Bucky. And Russell Wilson is better than Dak.
Russell Wilson got to go against the Dallas defense. You wish.
The Seahawks defense was worse than the Cowboys defense in the first 3 games.
What?
Don't we
you better look that up because they were historically bad.
The Seahawks defense was worse than the Cowboys defense the first 3 games.
I don't know about worse. They were probably
with all that being said,
what?
We can NFL analyze if y'all want. We can opine if y'all want. But either way, we will result in Russell being better than Dak. Josh Allen, we know, is better than. We know, Bucky.
No, we don't. We don't know that. No. We don't know that. We know he had a better year. We don't know he's a better player. Absolutely not. I just sat here and read the stats. Prior to last year, Josh Allen had never averaged more than 200 passing yards per game. I know you like individual stats, so let's talk about that. He hadn't averaged more than 200 passing yards as a quarterback. You sit here and beat up Cam Newton for not being able to pass the ball. Josh Allen was basically a different version, a lighter complected version of Cam Newton. So if you don't like Cam, how can you like Josh? It's the same conversation that we're having. So what are we doing?
Bucky,
what are we talking about?
Bucky,
yeah.
Cam Newton, Josh Allen had 4,900 total yards last year. Even in Cam Newton's MVP season, he ain't see those numbers, Bucky. Brooks, don't